PL 1975. Adequate notice of the meeting has been given by publishing notice in the record. Furthermore, notice was posted in the Borough of Ridgefield Municipal Building. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Jimenez.
Here.
Councilman Raimondo.
Here.
Here.
Councilman Conlon Haley. Here. Councilwoman Kim. Here. Councilman Jafar.
Here.
Councilman Martucci.
Here.
Okay. Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask everybody to remain standing for a moment of silence for people who have passed away since our last meeting, namely former governor and former Senate President Richard Cody, who passed away a few weeks ago. Okay, please be seated. Are there any citizens' comments on the agenda? Okay, correspondence, I don't have any. So let's jump right in with the swearing in of the fire department, fire officer, resolution 69-2026.
Be it resolved that the mayor, by and with the consent of the council, appoints to the Ridgefield Fire Department Deputy Chief Frank Alenio, Battalion Chief John Hoffman, effective January 1 through December 31, 2026.
Roll call.
Councilman Raimondo.
Here.
Councilman Ray.
Yes.
Councilman Conlon Haley. Yes. Councilwoman Kim.
Yes.
Councilman Jafar.
Yes.
Councilman Martucci.
Yes.
Okay, so are we swearing in the officers of the certificates? Okay. Michael? Yes.
It's there.
Okay, so who's first? John. I guess John, you're first?
Yeah, John by himself.
Maybe you need this.
No.
Who's holding the Bible?
Al.
Oh, I'm gonna hold it? Oh, hey, Al.
We'll look the ex-chief on it, you know? The senior ex-chief.
What about the rest of the council member?
Yeah, I mean, that's always good too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's bring the whole council. That's always.
Colin, you coming down with us? Yeah, later. Sarah invited us all down early. We just really love firefighters.
We do, it's true.
Hey, Alex, can I borrow you a second?
Of course, sir.
Take some pictures?
Of course.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so,
What do you want?
how don't you do this side? Left hand, right? Okay. All right.
I,
State your
John
name.
Hoffman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of Battalion Chief
Battalion Chief
of the Ridgefield Fire
of the
Department
Ridgefield Fire Department
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. So, next is Captain Wes Hudson.
Carl, yeah, you do the captains at the same time.
Okay, Carl and Gary, captains, please come forward. Who's gonna hold
Just picture
Just
Rosita.
bid.
Yeah. Beyonce's rights.
Wes, if you want, I'll hold your half of the Bible. Begin to think we're married.
all right, left hand, right hand up. Okay, so I state your name,
I, Gary Fernacci,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of captain of the company of the Ridgefield Fire Department
of captain of the Ridgefield Fire Department
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right there, Daniel, you can sign. And gotta go back there, we'll take a group picture. Okay. Thank you. Let's just show you.
Let me just thank you.
Okay. Mikey.
Oh, yay.
Regina, you wanna hold the Bible?
Good job, Chief Captain.
So it's,
I know
left, right up, yeah. Okay. I state your name.
I, Michael Longo,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of Second Lieutenant of Company Number 2 of the Ridgefield Fire Department
perform all the duties of Second Lieutenant of the Ridgefield Fire Department
according to the best of my abilities. According to the best of my abilities. So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Mike, you gotta sign that. You gotta sign that. Okay, you're not official. Up top, up top. There you go. Now you can take it.
Let me get out. I'll take a picture.
All right, let me hand this to Linda. And
Look, good. Oh, pollination.
oh,
Okay, I'm ready for you. You guys, except for John, I gotta get John.
All right,
Yes.
so,
Okay, and let's see if we're back up there.
are they here?
Joey Vilka, just hold on to it. I'll
Okay.
take care of that.
I see Joe. All right, Mikey?
These are commendations from our county executive.
Oh.
This is like a picture. No picture? Which one? Good.
Wes?
Good?
Sideways. Oh, God.
Carl? Where is he?
Most enthusiastic of them.
Try not to smile.
Oh, we'll send it to your boss.
Wave to your boss.
And Gary? Thank you. Okay, we'll take a group picture.
Chief's in the middle. Monkey in the middle. Sorry, you're good? Yeah.
You guys go.
Oh, yeah.
Turn sideways, guys. Turn sideways.
No. You're good.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn sideways. Guys, you ready? Roll in. Back to a smile. Nice.
Good work, Chief. Go home, tell Anthony if we're the fancy hats today.
Nope, anytime.
Oh, exactly.
Good help.
Always a pleasure. Oh, I can help.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, let's give our firefighters another round of applause. Every time they put on that uniform and they go out on a call, they are risking their lives for us, to keep us safe. So, Next is the consent agenda.
All items listed are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Borough Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requested, in which case the items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. One motion signifies the adoption of all resolutions and approval of applications and minutes. 70-2026, appointment to Environmental Commission. 71-2026, appoint Deputy OEM Coordinator. 72-2026, appoint COA Fee Administrative Assistant. 73-2026, appoint School Crossing Guards. 74-2026, discharge of mortgage 547 Church Street. 75-2026, appoint Fire Department Data Reporting Recorders. 76-2026, shared service agreement with Paramus Maintenance and Repair Vehicles. 77-2026, participation in mutual aid plan and rapid deployment force. 78-2026, award bid NJDOT FY 2025 Avenue. 79-2026, authorized to re-advertise RFQ for tenant advocate. 80-2026, appoint tenant advocate for 30-day holdover. 81-2026, appoint special police officers. 82-2026, authorize NJDCA FY 26 local recreation improvement grant submission. 83-2026, appointment to rent leveling commission. 84-2026, professional service agreement, affordable housing planner. 85-2026, professional service agreement, appraiser. 86-2026, professional service agreement, auditor. 87-2026, professional service agreement, environmental consultant. 88-2026, professional service agreement, grant writer. 89-2026, professional service agreement, labor attorney. 90-2026, professional service agreement, public defender. 91-2026, professional service agreement, rent leveling attorney. 92-2026, professional service agreement, tax appeal attorney. 93-2026, hire part-time recreation employees. Approval of meeting minutes, December 29, 2025, signed by meeting, and January 5th, 2026, reorganization meeting. Point towards request, Ridgefield Memorial High School volleyball, Bourbon Boulevard, Washington Avenue, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, rain date Sunday, October 4th, 2026.
Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Is there a second?
I'd like to pull a couple. 71, 72, 76,
So hold on a second. Say that again?
71, 72, 76. And I don't know, do I need to pull the minutes as well, or can I vote? Because I wasn't here for one of the meetings.
Then you abstain on that one.
So. Okay. So do you want to start with 71?
Okay, so let's take a roll call on the rest of the resolutions. Roll call.
Councilman Ramondo?
Yes.
Councilman Grimm?
Yes.
Councilman Congressman Haley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim?
Yes.
Councilman Jafar?
Yes.
Councilman Montucci?
Does this include the minutes?
No.
So I'm going to abstain on the December 29th approval. I was not a member of the council, and yes to January 5th.
All right, so they all have to accept the resolution. All right, so what's number 71?
No, I just am curious, I don't know what this position, is this a new position, is it a paid position, the
No,
OEM?
It's an annual position. Last time, actually Andy O'Brien
Yeah.
helped out Joe Greco for OEM operations. And we did appoint him, I think, for 2 years, but we were told that we could only appoint for 1 year, so we have to reappoint him every year.
I got it, does he get any money for it? Because I just didn't see anything about, if he is, I just didn't know if it was not.
It's not a stipend position.
Okay.
It's not,
Cool.
I think
It's out of the goodness of his heart, like so
Very
many of our other community volunteers.
Thanks, Andy, we
Thank
appreciate
you, office. Thank you, Lieutenant.
I'm all good on that one.
Okay, roll call on 71.
Councilman Ramondo?
Yes.
Councilman Grimm?
Yes.
Councilman Congressman Haley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim?
Yes.
Councilman Jafar?
Yes.
Councilman Montucci?
Yes.
Okay, 72.
I just wanted a little bit more of an explanation as to what this position is.
Okay, so for every time a developer does a development, they have to assess a COA fee that goes into the affordable housing escrow account. We've been having somebody do it, and it really was out of the building department, and it's hard for them to keep track of that. So that's why we're having her dedicated to this task.
Okay, so it's a newer position.
It's a new one, yes. Roll call on 72.
Councilman Raimondo?
Yes.
Councilman Red?
Yes.
Councilwoman Conlon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim?
Yes.
Councilman Jafar?
Yes.
Councilman Martucci?
Yes.
Okay, now 76. So let me just give you a little background. We do have an agreement with Paramus. We also have an agreement with the county already in place, shared services. Doesn't mean we're gonna use them. It's in case our mechanic is so backed up, we can use them Paramus or the county mechanic at Hackensack.
We signed it last year too.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah, we
I was just curious what vehicle, it just says fleet of vehicles, so what is that?
Any vehicle.
Any vehicle.
Any
That the
fire,
borough- yep,
police?
that the borough maintains.
Fire are usually specialized.
Fire's
mechanics.
different.
It's usually just regular.
Well, that's all I'm asking is, you know, everything, we would agree with everything, you know.
Yeah, they don't really have the expertise for fire
Okay.
vehicles.
And only reason I'm asking is because I saw something recently where Wayne entered an agreement with Paramus specifically for their fire fleet. So maybe something that, fire committee wants to look into, you know, Sarah and Gino, Joanna, could be a good option, just,
I have not really heard that, about.
I don't know too much about it, but I saw an article,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's like a regular mechanic shop, it could be a fire chief's car.
Okay.
But the actual fire engine or ladder truck, we would have to go to the vendor for that.
Okay, yeah, just something to look into. I'm good on that one though.
All right, roll call 76.
Councilman Raimondo?
Yes.
Councilman Red?
Yes.
Councilwoman Conlon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim?
Yes.
Councilman Jafar?
Yes.
Councilman Martucci?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor, comments by me. Warren. Have to pay the bills. Resolution 94.
Be it resolved that warrants totaling $338,049.94 be drawn on the following accounts. Current, $305,035.12. Trust, $13,090.07. Capital, $6,300. Pool, $1,200. Community grants, $1,775. COA, $10,649.75. Total, $338,049.94.
Motion.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Raimondo?
Yes.
Councilman Red?
Yes.
Councilwoman Conlon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim?
Yes.
Councilman Jafar?
Yes.
Councilman Martucci?
Yes.
And just to add to the mechanic, if we are gonna do it if we are gonna, Hackensack is right there, I would suggest using the counties first before Paramus. I mean, it really depends, if we have a couple of vehicles that need to be fixed, it really depends on their schedule too. But I would suggest first Hackensack, just because it's so much closer, and we already have the agreement in place. So welcome to our meeting, everybody. We had to cancel the last one because of the storm. And I'd like to introduce this guy right to the left of me. He's our new borough attorney, Carlos Rendo. He's somebody who I've known for over 10 years. He's on the other side of the political spectrum, but I still consider him a friend. We have the distinction of both of us being the only Cuban-American mayors in Bergen County. He's been the mayor now for how many years?
11.
11 years? God bless you.
2 more years to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still better looking.
It's true.
As he is an immigration attorney, but he has, our backgrounds are both from Hudson County, so I'm from West New York, and he's Union City, so he has similar backgrounds, so welcome, Carlos.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.
And I heard you're also a Yankee fan?
No.
Gino, we gotta talk about that.
Any Mets fans out there?
Well, actually, Braves about that.
Right here.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
yeah. Okay, and so, getting back, so we had to cancel the last meeting because of the storm. Schools were closed, the town was closed, so it was no use having a meeting. We thought it would be, hazardous conditions, so we took caution and decided to move the meeting to today. Our next meeting was supposed to be on February 9th. That has been canceled because we're not going to have a meeting 2 weeks in a row. And so our next meeting will be on Monday, February 23rd. And I just wanted to let Gino know that is my grandson's birthday, so you might have to run the meeting. I also like to tell everybody happy Groundhog Day. And I already saw that Punxsutawney Phil did see his shadow today, and it looks like we're gonna get another 6 more weeks of winter. And the way it looks like, we're gonna have ice and snow while we're doing the 4th of July fireworks. I'd like to thank again all the fire department members who were sworn in today, and I wish them the best of luck this year. And at our reorganization meeting, something happened, we were like thanking people. Most of us thanked Kenny Bruno. But I forgot to thank some people. And the person right here to the right of me, I forgot to thank her for the great job that she does, Linda Silvestri. So I'm sorry, Linda, for forgetting you. And I didn't realize until after the meeting that I'd never mentioned you, but I thank you for the job that you do. I mean, she does a lot for us. So Noel, while you were thanking Ken Bruno like 10 times, you forgot to thank her too. So,
Thanking everybody out there.
everybody out there, yes. And you thanked Kenny twice. Yeah. So everybody knows about the snowstorm. On Sunday, January 25th, we got 16 inches of snow, which is the most snow we ever seen in over a decade. And we're still digging out of it. But I'd like to thank Dominic and the entire DPW department for keeping our streets plowed during the storm. They started early Sunday morning. I'm not even sure, like 3 or 4 in the morning. And they went through Sunday night. We've been, Monday the cleanup started. There are crews out there trying to clear the snow. And at the same time, we have endured a week of sub-freezing temperatures. Today is the first day to reach the freezing, above freezing, 33 degrees in over a week. That's really unheard of. And the weather forecast for the rest of the week is pretty much the same. And I did see a chance of snow next weekend. Oh, goody. I would also like to thank our first responders, our police and fire department for being out there during the storm, keeping us safe. And luckily, there were very few incidents due to the storm. I would also like to thank Chief John Hoffman and Regina McLaughlin for managing the property maintenance concerns. There were some issues regarding cleanup of snow, heating, and all the issues were referred to their office and they were resolved accordingly. And I really like to call out John Hoffman for a tenant emailed me on Saturday. And I immediately called John Hoffman, and he was there right away working with the landlord to get the resolution fixed. Unfortunately, one of the problems was that a water pipe got frozen. And all we could do is to turn on the heater and try to get it to thaw out. I mean, I went through that same thing in my house. It took me 3 days. Luckily, I have a bathroom on the first floor. On the second floor, my sink on the first floor, the water pipes were frozen, and it took me 3 days of putting a space heater in there, have it on high, closing the door to thaw it out. So it happens. But thank you, John and Regina, for taking care of all those things. On January 29th, I was invited to talk to the third grade class at Slocum Skews to discuss how local government works. And I went over how we do budgets, it was third graders, so I talked more about the parks, how we keep them safe by having the police there, by keeping them clean. I also talked to them about how they can help out the community by throwing trash in the trash bins and following the rules when they're in the parks, like if they're gonna ride their bike, to wear their helmet. I even told them that sometimes when the police catches a kid or a child riding their bike with a helmet, the police will stop them and give them a coupon for a free ice cream cone, and they were very happy about that. In fact, I asked them to say a little message I have it here somewhere. I tell them, I'm going to play it here. If you can't hear it, the message they have for the mayor and council is, Gino, stay away from my donuts. The entire third grade said that. I don't know how they knew. So, It was a lot of fun. They asked me some great questions. They asked me what was my favorite food, what was my favorite TV show. They asked me stuff about the mayor, but one of them asked me how old was I, and I tried to say I was 21, but nobody believed me, not even the teachers. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'd like to thank Mr. Yang, the principal, the vice principal, Ms. Allen, and Ms. Perot, the third grade teacher, who coordinated this. So that's all I have. Gino, it's just a reminder, I know that you met with the police committee and about the parking lot, just a reminder, but yeah, go ahead.
Welcome everyone to our first meeting after the reorg. This year, we actually, I believe all of our council members are a committee chair of a committee. So I'm gonna, since I'm the committee chair of the police department, I will tell you what's going on with the police. The police committee held its first meeting, and during that meeting, the no overnight parking ordinance was reinstated at Veterans Parking Lot. We also have a police test. The applications are now being advertised and are due by March 18th. And I want to thank our DPW, police, fire departments, and all our borough employees for an outstanding job they did during this past snowstorm, keeping us all safe. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day coming up. And Hugo, no flowers for me this year. A nice life plan.
Just donuts?
I'm still waiting donuts for my birthday.
But that's all.
Joanne?
Excellent. As chair of recreation and education, I have some updates there as well. First, want to make sure everyone's aware that RBAO, Ridgefield Borough Athletics Organization, who hosts our softball and baseball teams, registration is now open through March 1st. We are still looking for coaches. Everybody in the audience.
Can you share the information online? Because people are asking how to be coaches, so.
The website is rbao.org, and I'll post that tonight online as well. We'll post it on the borough website. We're also working on getting it on the front display board as well. Mayor and council members, I'm going to ask you to join me again in sponsoring a team and a banner. It was really successful. Team, mayor, and council did great in T-ball last year. I don't know what team we're going to sponsor this year, but I'm sure they'll also have a fantastic season. In terms of recreation sports, basketball season is underway. We just had our youth sports night with the high school Ridgefield Royals varsity teams. The girls basketball team hosted a couple of our recreation players, and then the boys basketball team hosted about 24 of our basketball players this past Friday night. And our rec athletes were there to cheer on the Royals to their first victory this season. So it was a big, exciting game. Mr. Romeo, who's the vice principal and athletic director at Ridgefield High School, set that up with Ray and myself. And it was nice to get a turnout to see all of our little ones who will someday be the varsity basketball team in Ridgefield. So it was nice to have them see some of their idols and summer camp counselors outside of those roles and on the court. Our crescent lighting, Ridgefield's annual crescent lighting, will be next Wednesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. It's a very similar format to our tree lighting that we host in the same area. There will be performances, a couple of speeches and prayers, and then the entire community is welcome to join for sweets and hot tea and just a nice moment of togetherness. So we hope that you can join us. Ramadan is starting in the next few weeks, so it's a nice time for us all to come together in the cold, bundle up. But like I said, that is February 11th at 7 p.m. I want to thank our police, our DPW, our fire department. They did a tremendous job with the response to the storm. It was really quick, great collaboration between the departments, very great communication between the mayor and council and the department heads. And then getting the information from our Board of Education, our superintendent, and making sure that everybody stayed safe on that Monday after the storm. Finally, just kind of wrapping up the information about our collaboration with our schools. The Mayor and Council and the Recreation Department have sponsored a logo contest. As we all know, this is America's semi-centennial quintennial this year. It's the 250th birthday of America. So Ridgefield sponsored a logo contest with our local school children. We have about a dozen submissions that came in from students as young as pre-K4 all the way through our seniors. Some of them are really, really impressive. The mayor and council, 6 members, we all decided we were going to work together to sponsor a $250 scholarship for our logo design winner. We're going to be making the announcement of the winner and recognizing our finalists at our next mayor and council meeting. And we'll be able to put the winning logo up on our boards here. The winning logo will also be on all of our banners, our designs, our t-shirts, our programs. You'll see it all over the fireworks. So it's something that we're really doing to promote Ridgefield and to promote the creativity and the amazing artistry of our students. Something that people might not realize is that the actual borough seal was also designed by a Ridgefield High School student back in the early 2000s. That was a friend of mine from school, and that logo represents our borough now. So it's nice that we're doing this again to celebrate the 250th. And that's all. Everybody stay warm. Celebrate love. Give somebody a hug for Valentine's Day. Be nice. Give a compliment. Somebody looks like they're sad. See, I got firefighters hugging in the back right now. It's Valentine's Day. Spread love, spread positivity. Tell your favorite former council member or current council member that you love them. I love you all. And make sure that you spread kindness in our community. It's so important. Thank you. Oh, yeah. We also, as part of the Recreation and DPW collaboration and in the Borough of Ridgefield, we met with Gates Banners tonight.
Don't forget history.
And History Club. They're important. My husband's going to yell at me. He's watching. We did have a meeting tonight with Gates Banners. I do have some samples if anybody would like to see them. We are moving forward with the Veterans Banner program. We talked about price point this evening, and we should have an order form on the borough website. I would assume by the end of the week, if not early next week. We are aiming for our first round of banner submissions. Again, you sponsor a hometown hero, somebody who served in the armed forces. It does not have to be conflict-based, but served in the armed forces from Ridgefield from the past 250 years. And we are going to be placing those banners on Shaler Boulevard. We are going to have an opportunity, if you do not have somebody in your family who served, but you still want to be involved, we will have sponsorships available that will also be displayed on the banner. And as we go through this process, our first submissions we're hoping to have in by March 20th. And then those will go up for Memorial Day. And then after that, we're going to do another round of submissions for Veterans Day. So if you don't get in on the first one, that's okay. This will be an open process. We want to represent as many of our hometown heroes as we can. And we're really looking forward to the fantastic collaboration we've started. Gates Banners works with us already, so it's a really easy transition process. And shout out to Regina McLaughlin for really taking the lead. A couple of us were kind of on the back end of this, the end of last year, but Regina stepped in. She's setting up the meeting. She's making sure everything's together. So thank you, Regina, to make sure it happens.
Thank you, Joanne.
You're welcome.
And Gino, just to let you know that the sample on the application is a picture of me.
He looks quite lovely.
And it was from 1981.
That was before half of us were born. Raise your hand if you weren't born in 1981. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to just go off of what Joanna was mentioning about veterans, the Ridgefield Veterans Flags and Hometown Hero Program, Regina, thank you so much for, spearheading that. I know a lot of times it's like, we speak about things, and previously to before that I got elected, before a lot of us got elected, well, I don't know about you guys, but me, it's been a lot of that. So now obviously we want to change the narrative. We want to just, not really ponder on these things. Ridgefield needs recognition for our hometown heroes, people who, serve, people who've given the years of commitment. And it's nice to have a flag, and it's honestly going to make our town look more beautiful. Like Joanna was mentioning, and Hugo, I know, was putting a smile on his face to see him in 1980, so thank you. So it's great to have, that. And I know we're going to get, people always worry about the funding for those types of things, but I know Ridgefield has a great community where once something like that opens up, it just needed a start, and it's just gonna roll, you know, so it's gonna be something that we're gonna get used to, and just like lots of other things, you know, Shaler Boulevard, we're definitely looking to hopefully apply for grants. I know Chris is gonna mention a lot of that, but we have a new grant writer, and we have a new engineer, we have, you know, we have a new kind of philosophy. Hopefully we can make Shaler look like a beautiful, you know, downtown area for our community. Maybe some more of these street lights, you know, some more poles. Us on the DPW, I can tell you that we had a meeting last week, and we were mentioning the big storm. We were talking about the crazy 16-inch storm that everybody was anticipating. We were thinking maybe it was gonna be something that is typical for New Jersey, where we all get hyped up, we get our soul, people going to get toilet paper, I don't even know why, but then they end up just not having anything done, so there's no snow. But this time it was real, so I just wanna let you guys all know, Ridgefield really stepped it up, like, all of you guys stepped it up, you know, from the top to the bottom. It wasn't something that we were expecting, we're not used to this, but if you look at our town compared to other towns around here, I can promise you the day of the storm, we were a lot safer in our community compared to other towns, big towns like Cliffside, Fort Lee, Patterson, Hoboken, Jersey City, even in New York, you know, these places were just bombarded, and we actually held up. You know, a lot of the guys are in this room right now, and you know, whether they were police officers, firefighters, and on the DPW, everybody stepped it up. And I do want to shout out to Dominic, because he actually stepped up to the plate. And there was a lot of, you know, a lot of doubt. A lot of people have a lot of doubt. And he stepped up, he took it to the chin, and you know, he went up there and he really did a good job. And you know, we had a couple plows that got banged up, but you know, it's a 16-inch storm, you know, so nothing out of the budget that we can't repair. Nothing that we're not going to be able to handle. I know some people mention salting, brining, you know, a lot of the things we want to talk about. Why aren't we brining? I'm not an expert on that, but I can tell you that whether it was salted or brined for the 16-inch storm, it wasn't going to make a difference. You know, I just know for a fact that, you know, the way that they handled the storm, you know, it was something that I could be proud of in Ridgefield forward. So, you know, thank you for all of you guys. Thank you for everybody who worked on it. And just to jump off of that, the DPW this year, we're gonna be going to fix the pavilion, hopefully, in front of the rec center, in front of the rec area where the pool is. We have some, the old stage where the summer camp would hang, right over there. We have not an idea, we have a bidding, and hopefully this year we're gonna have that started so we could start with a pavilion and beautify that park area along with a dog park. We're looking to bring a dog park in an area where it doesn't affect residents, an area doesn't, you know, dogs don't really bother the neighbors, where it won't be too loud. We're looking probably an area where they're secluded, you know. The 9/11 trail over here, the Black Path coming down from Slocum to Sarges. Ray and I know Ray was spearheading, I know Hugo was very excited about these exercise equipments he saw in Atlantic City one year. And you know, those exercise equipments that we have on the 9/11 trail, they're very old and they're really outdated. And we're looking to, you know, just revitalize that area, put some benches, you know, make it so it's you know, effective and efficient, so we don't have all the space. You know, maybe consolidate on one side, put some benches on the other side, and obviously keep it as beautiful as it is now with the trees that it has, and you know, things that need a little facelift in town. And obviously all that's gonna come with some yes or no's, or you know, but hopefully we have a good team here to spearhead this, and you know, hopefully Ridgefield starts looking a lot, you know, it's a beautiful town, but with a little bit of a love, and like I said, the flags and all these other things, we're gonna be anticipating a beautiful downtown street, Shaler and the park. February 11th, we have the crescent lighting. Joanna just mentioned that. It's at 7 o'clock. It's gonna be very cold, guys. It's gonna be not as, you know, it's a quick event where, you know, the light on the crescent gets lit up, and then we go into the fire department, the fire station, get some cookies and some pastries in there, some Arabic pastries and sweets. And that's about it about that. And I also wanted to say that tonight they're gonna start enforcing tickets. So if anybody parks over on Veterans Park, where you're not supposed to be. The ordinance that was in place previously, which was never taken out of place, is just gonna be enforced now. So I believe starting at 10 p.m., you're not allowed to park there. So just putting it out there, Gino mentioned it, I'm just echoing on it. We're gonna be enforcing that in Ridgefield again. So just because we wanna clean up we wanna clean it up, we wanna make sure it's not parking for 3 months of a tire busted on the car or whatnot. It's our lot and it's in our downtown area. We can't have it looking like that. I know across the street, a lot of people mentioned, why does the community center have an empty, vacant walk-through area, or it looks, it's in our community center, but it looks kind of desolate. And I just wanted to mention this year, we're talking about fixing that up, cleaning it up, having that as an area that we can not drive by on Slocum and just look at it and say, why does that look like that? We're paying attention to those little areas that have been neglected. That's across the street from the community center. And lastly, the senior bus. I know a lot of people were mentioning the senior bus needing to have some service. We do have a servicer now. We got in contact with the dealer, and we have a servicer down in Sayreville. It's all coordinated, and I believe Ray and Dominic and a couple of the other people were talking, and we're gonna have to set that up. So obviously it's gonna have to be put out of service so that it could get sent down to Sayreville to get fixed. So, yep, next week sounds like it.
All right, thank you, firefighters.
All right, thank you.
Be safe, guys.
That's where the chief's going,
First,
I got you.
He wants to get credit. By the time he finds the keys.
Was it my house this time? Thank you.
Ray, comment? Okay.
Yeah, I would like to congratulate those fire members who were promoted today, especially John Huckman and Frank Galino. Since I was chair of the fire committee last year, I know how much dedication they have put into fire department, and they truly care about fire department and also people in Ridgefield. And I truly appreciate their extend the dedication as of the chief, and I'm sure that with our current chief, they are going to make a great job. Echoing Mohammed, I had the chance to drove through our neighboring towns last weekend. Definitely Ridgefield did a great job. Actually way better than like our neighboring towns such as Palisades Park, Foley, Creepside Park, so on and so on. Again, it was a great planning made by DPW, police and fire and other department as well. And so as the fire, DPW and police committees, all the cooperation and the working together resulted in the better town and also quicker removing the snow. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Mayor Council meetings. It's always my pleasure and honor to see you and your participation as well as your commitment to the betterment of our town. To echo some of my fellow council members, commending the work that our first responders as well as DPW, what they have shown us related to the snowstorm, it was fabulous. It was amazing. They really did a great job compared to other towns. And also, as part of, as a member of council, I think the total number of text messages that I received over that 1 week period is literally close to hundreds. That's how much, including our mayor and council members, everyone was together. We worked together to solve the problems, and that was really humbling experience. And I guess it was first time for me to realize how much work was put into, even to deal with the snow emergency in our town. So again, I thank Ray for organizing and coordinating the communication between departments, and also Chief Scott. Yeah, he also was on top of letting us know what's going on with the streets, and as well as the police. Kenny and Chief TJ, thank you all for the wonderful work you guys did. And just to echo what my fellow Councilman Collins stated, the dedication and commitment our fire department members, what they're showing is amazing. You just witnessed it. As soon as there was, the alarm went off, they just took out. That's a level of commitment they're showing to us. And also, I know that some of our fire members got hurt because of the latest call. So I keep them in my prayers for safety, and we all owe them tremendous thanks for their dedication. Thank you.
I don't want to keep harping on the same thing, but I do want to speak about the whole overall operation that took place this whole past week. Being obviously the newest member up here, I can tell you right now, the operation, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, we were literally on call, on standby, 24/7. We had a group message, constant communication, constant coordination. We were going out ourselves, driving around. I think I know myself, most of the members, I don't know if everybody, we were in the plows ourselves, in the trucks, driving around, posting updates. The website was up to date, literally 24/7, with all the newest updates that were coming out between overnight parking, alternate side parking, garbage pickup. All that was pretty much very, very up to date constantly throughout the storm. So I just wanted to say Ridgefield, and just to reiterate what Mo said, the job that was done was, in my opinion, pretty unbelievable. I mean, when you look at the surrounding towns, so no matter what you could do, no matter how good of a job you do, there's always going to be somebody saying you could have done better, or complaining about why didn't you do this, or why did you do that, and you could literally do the best job ever, and that's just the way the world is. I could just tell you, my phone was ringing off the hook, texts, calls, Facebook, Instagram. 95% of everything that was said to me was positive, so that just tells me, I mean, listen, I'm on the DPW committee, so I know I was there with Mo and Sarah, so I know Mo's the chairperson. I was in every meeting we had, I was in every group message we had, back and forth, so, big shout out to them, and obviously the police. I'm not on the police committee, but I know you guys were very much involved as well. And thanks, Ray, as well. I know you were pretty much, you're there for it all, right? So, I got a lot of notes here, so I'm sorry, bear with me. Let's see, hold on, where am I at? Okay, I'm the finance committee chairman, right? So I should probably talk about that a little bit. We got a new grant writer, so Mo's talking about a lot of projects that were in the works, and projects that we have in mind, and things we want to do around town. So just so you know, I was probably in about, what, Ray, 15 meetings this week?
Maybe more.
Back and forth. Ray was at all of them. And so we spoke. We have a lot of new professionals that we appointed. So we had to meet them, greet them, fill them in, get them up to speed, what's going on, So we did that. And our new grant writer, we had a sit-down discussion with them, filled them in on projects that are ongoing, projects that we have down the road that we would like to do. I could just tell you, they were very receptive. The CEO is here with the grant writer representative, who's going to be our representative. So I have her personal contact, and she encouraged me that they like when we reach out and stay in constant communication. They don't like silence. And I said, I'll definitely be taking you up on that, so don't tell me that, because I'll be bothering you, pretty much daily. So we have a number of grants where the money's coming in. Some already has come in. a ton of grants that we're planning to apply for. Actually, one on here was just approved, the resolution today. I don't remember which resolution number it is, 82/2026, right? So that's a $75,000, so that was something they actually brought to our attention. It was a $75,000 grant. Highly suggested 20% match because it's very competitive to even get it. So we will be matching that 20%. I think it's very worth it. They brought it to our attention because I believe the deadline is the 13th of February. So we got that approved and hopefully that'll be coming in. And again, a lot of money has already come in, so we're allocating. I know we have Nestor here. I'm also the liaison for the Environmental Commission. So we think we got the fundings figured out for the garden. You know, we'll be in contact, but we should be all set with that. That's pretty much everything on environmental, grant writer. We talked about the DPW. I don't know what else I can say, so that's pretty much it for me.
I just want to just add in a quick comment. Grant money is great, and I think we gotta be careful when we say a lot of money is coming, because until money is in our hand, that's not really our money yet. So I know, like, having like enthusiastic thoughts and big wish and hope, but I'm just afraid like this might be misinformed, our public. So it's great to have, to hire like a new grant writer and apply for multiple grants, but we don't know until we have actual money on our hand.
Yeah, I guess just to clarify, I'm not saying how much money we have and all that. I'm saying there's definitely grants that we've just gotten that are approved, so there is money that just came in. I'm not saying any dollar amounts, but there is money and there are future grants that we are applying for. One of them was just approved in here, so we will continue looking for money everywhere we can. And I've been doing a lot of digging, nonstop communication with our CFO, so I'm still digging through a lot of stuff here and yes, looking to secure the funding for these projects wherever we can.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Actually, Chris, I'm going to actually come up with a number. Last week, Congresswoman Nellie Poe called me up. I forgot about this. We applied for a grant over a year ago. It was a federal grant having to do with fixing roofs to prepare them for solar panels and for EV stations. It's a grant that was approved by the House for $600,000 for Ridgefield. She called me up to say that, while the House did pass it, we're still waiting for the Senate. And I guess she'll let me know when it actually gets appropriated. So I'd like to thank Congresswoman Nellie Poe for her help in this matter. And like I said, this was a grant that we filed over a year ago for solar panels and EV charging stations. So that's $600,000. We'll see what happens in Congress. I also like to thank the governor, Mikey Sherrill, our new governor. She called me, her aide called me on Monday to make sure that we were okay if we needed anything. And at that moment, Dominic told me that our state roads weren't plowed. Within the hour, I got a call back saying that plows were on their way and they were going to plow the state roads, which is Graham, Broad, and Bergen Boulevard, and it was done. Dominic reported back to me saying they look clearer. In fact, I went for a ride with Joe Greco, and as I'm driving down Bergen Boulevard with Joe Greco, I can see one of the plows on Bergen Boulevard. So and she did call me, the governor did call me on Tuesday just to follow up, just to make sure we're okay, and I told her, thank you very much for sending the truck. So I'd like to thank both of them. So now, can I get a motion to?
So real quick, with the DPW, I just wanted to mention something, talking about finance, talking about, what you were mentioning about all that stuff with those people. We, as a group, had an opportunity to, typically, historically, Ridgefield has done snow removal after storms. And us as a group, consciously this time, we kind of thought about it. Typically, I can't really put a number on it, but, you know, almost $20,000+, you know, let's just say for a couple days of snow removal in the town of Ridgefield. And, you know, we made a decision, Council President Gino Raimondo, me, Ray, you know, a lot of us up here, Chris, we had a conversation, and we thought that it should be in the hands of our DPW to just, you know, do the job that they're meant to do, keep giving them the responsibility because they've done a good job. Instead of us, you know, throwing money away for that, which is not throwing the money away, but instead of us spending money, tens of thousands of dollars on that, why don't we save that, not throw it away on that, because we were worried about a pending storm, which obviously didn't come, thank God. And, you know, our guys got time to clear up the roads, and now we can allocate funds that were gonna be allocated to that snow removal to other things. Hopefully things like, you know, maybe the banners on Shaler, or other things that, you know, we're really worried about funding another place, but, you know, historically we would be throwing away tens of thousands of dollars to snow removal, and we made the decision to hold back off of that and save us, and in my opinion, it ended up being a very good decision. The roads look amazing, and we didn't spend that extra money that we didn't need to spend, and our guys got to handle it, so just wanted to mention that. I know we mentioned a lot of other things, so.
Can you
I think, really quick, I just wanted to mention it because Mo reminded me. So obviously we haven't had this amount of snow, I think, in 10 years. So when you have this much snow, people don't, you try to explain it and they don't really, some people don't understand, but there's nowhere to push the snow after a certain point, right? So it's been so cold that it's not melting. So it's the same pretty much amount of snow as when it snowed. So when Mo's talking about removal, there's a difference between removal and just plowing and pushing the snow. So we actually have to get the backhoes in here with dump trucks, scoop it up, put it in the dump truck, carry it away. I think we were dropping it in 4 different locations.
Yeah, behind the community center, behind the Meadowlands.
Yeah,
so all these borough areas, and it got filled up, so we needed historically we got a private contractor to come in and do the dumping for us, literally haul the snow into another location. And that's why I mentioned that we made the initiative and we made the point to not do that, not spend money on that, and keep that inside. So
yeah, we knew our DPW could be able to handle it, and they assured us, and they did. And that's just so everybody knows, that's what we've been dealing with for the last week. And I know everybody wants their own street. The problem, every street's different, right? Some streets are narrow, you can only fit 1 car. You have to prioritize things. So we are going down a list. Nobody's street's been forgotten, but that's basically what we've been dealing with. I'm gonna just also add one more thing because I forgot to mention about the finance. The budget for 2026. So we're starting to hold meetings with the department heads to go over their budget between the first 2 weeks of February. The projected introduction of the budget for 2026 will be March 23rd. And the projected budget hearing / adoption will be April 27th. So between now and the next 2 weeks, we'll be having meetings and conversations with the department heads.
Okay. Can I get a motion to open to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Come up.
Good evening. Edward Schaefer, 549 Hillcrest Avenue, Ridgefield, New Jersey.
Mike isn't on. Yeah, you have to press it.
Edward Schaefer, 549 Hillcrest Avenue, Ridgefield. I'm very concerned about what happened at my mother's house on Tuesday, the 27th of January. I called, did you guys all get the email I sent you? Did you read it? Do you guys understand? Do I have to elaborate any
You know
further?
what? I'll tell you what, I did, they had a DPW committee meeting last week. Why don't you sit down and talk with Mo? He's the chair of the committee. You can
I
talk
did
all about it.
speak with Mr. Martucci.
Okay.
Okay, I did speak with the borough administrator. The issue is, as a resident, as an 83-year-old resident, I called for her at 12:30 7:45 in the afternoon, okay? I was assured by the DPW secretary that there will be a response before the end of the day. I was at work and I had to do something with my son afterwards. I come home, my mother advises me, when she called me, I advised her to call the DPW. They advised her that she needs to call a plumber. Now this was all done, this is about the 5th time through the borough. The borough knows that there's an issue with that sewer line, okay? I have to wait, I go home, I talk to her, I call comm center. Comm center doesn't send a police car. I've requested a police car for a report and activate the DPW, okay? After about 15 minutes or so gone by, I spoke to Councilwoman Joanna, okay? She made a few phone calls, and I waited another 45 minutes before somebody else even came to my house. I never got a police officer, I never got a report. Finally, 9:15, 9:30, Johnny from the DPW finally shows up. I worked for this town for a long time. At least I respectfully deserve an answer from somebody, instead of having her wait 7, 8 hours before I even could get home. I'm sure if it was all your mother's house and she's sitting there watching the bathtub overflow with sewerage and nobody care, okay? I called during the daytime for a daytime response, which takes 2 minutes for a DPW worker to come to the house, observe what's going on, pop the manhole lid, and see if there's flow or not in that line. When he pulled up at 9:30 at night, he goes, "Oh, I remember this. I've done this 3 or 4 times already, and this is the 5th time." And for the last 14, 15 years, I've been promised that they were going to go through this line, and I've never, ever, ever heard anything back from the DPW. And what really makes me upset is that she was very upset. She was hysterical. She couldn't even use the bathroom in her own house. I just want some answers. I want to know why I wasn't called back. I want to know why I wasn't given a police response and or to get a report and or activate the DPW. Why I have to make a phone call to a councilwoman before anything is done and when this repair is going to be complete. Okay, she's very upset with what happened. Okay, she was a wreck. She didn't even sleep that night. Can anybody answer any of those questions?
I didn't get a call on that day, but I'll sit down with you and talk to Dominic, and if you want to sit down us 3, and we'll get to the bottom of that. Why
wasn't I advised by the secretary or somebody prior to her having a call for the 2nd time within working hours for somebody to come and check it out? And on top of that, I already explained to the secretary that there were 5 DPW workers that all cleaned this sewer line 4 or 5 times now. And nothing. And I was assured, and when, you know, that's a lot. If I tell you, Mayor, that I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna check out something, and then I don't do it for 7, 8 hours until somebody else has to go out and officially go over people's heads, it's not right. It's not right. She pays a lot of taxes in this town. We all do. And it's a service that should be done. It takes 2 minutes for somebody to pull a manhole to see what's going on.
Were they able to do it? Did Johnny do it?
11 o'clock at night, we got it done. It could have been done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you're saying it's going to happen again, like I heard Mom
It's
talk.
going to happen again.
Yeah.
Basically, every 2 to 3 years, that they have to come up and jet that line because there's borrowed tree that's on top of that roof.
So instead of us just, you know, I heard it's been happening how many years?
It's been for 12.
So I'm going to have a talk with Dom and Johnny. Obviously, he said I've been here 4 times. And I want to see what, instead of us just going around this endless circle, maybe there's a tree that has to be moved, or maybe there's, you know,
That's what it is.
we'll figure something out. We'll have to assess it instead of us talking here, because in this building, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be able to know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I'll come, I'll look at it, and I'll make sure that they, you know,
Well, yeah, we'll devise some kind of action.
we'll make a plan.
I gotta tell you, what your mother went through, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I went
I'm
through
sorry.
a long time ago. I ended up replacing my sewer line. I don't know if it's the same thing. I'm not a plumber. I'm not a.
I did have a plumber there the very first time that it happened. Okay, went through and it was a town issue. Joe Greco knew about it. Nick Amadell knew about it.
All right, then.
The
We need to address
new
it.
superintendent knew about it because
All right,
apparently he didn't reach out to the guys that were there.
All right, so he's gonna talk, Mo's gonna talk with Dom, and then they'll sit down with you to figure out what to do.
Will the problem be corrected
Yes, yes.
in the near
They're
future?
better, yeah, they will. They will.
Ed, I know we spoke,
Gonna address it.
Second, guys, he went over the 5 minutes already.
Okay,
so
thank you.
sit down.
Thank you for the time.
Yeah. All right, anybody else like to sit down? Camilla?
Twila Hoffman, 823 Lipton Avenue, Ridgefield, New Jersey. So I actually have two different things. One, I understand you might be waiting for grants, but have you thought about putting the community center out for bid for the roof because it is leaking? And in October, when I brought it before the mayor and council, you know, you said, yes, we're gonna look into it. I haven't seen it on any agenda that it's going out for bid, which I assume it would have to do. Secondly, at the last Board of Education meeting, one of the donations was from the Anti-Bully Committee for a bench in Serenity Law's name. So I'm just curious, like, where did the funding come from? Does the Anti-Bully Committee use public funds for that? If not, was it fundraised? And if so, do they have to go through a 5FC like other committees? And thirdly, I'm just curious, since we had another student who passed away a couple of months before her, and she did not die as a result of a bullying incident, why we donated a bench in her name specifically.
Again, I could speak to that in terms of the anti-bullying committee and their fundraising. So I'm their borough liaison. I'm not a voting member of the anti-bullying committee. I have nothing to do with how they vote. But they do have and maintain a trust fund with money that they have raised separately. The borough does give the anti-bullying committee a budget of about $250 each year, which they then use for some of the programs that they support. But the funds for the law commemorating Serenity was used and voted on by the committee members as part of their trust funds. It's the same funds and money that they use each year for their scholarships. And many of our different borough groups have trusts associated with their organizations to allow them to spend their money to support, you know, the initiatives that they support.
Just, I want to add one comment. According to our CFO, Frank Elino, that trust money shouldn't be used as a scholarship. And no matter what, whether it's money is in trust fund account or as a budgeted, it needs to be approved by our board administrator and also CFO especially. Without approval, they cannot use the money because that's not their money.
Okay. Thank you. Scott, you want to talk?
Yeah.
You're looking okay?
Yeah, thank you. Scott Russo, 659 Edgewater Ave. Let me touch on one thing first. When we first moved to Ridgefield, we had the same problem. And what it turned out to be, we had to sleeve our pipes because we had black water coming up out of our 2 weeks. Welcome to Ridgefield. we got black water. And it was a tree that did it. But they found the break out by the municipal side, like toward the municipal side. Not completely on the municipal side, but I understand that there's a borough ordinance that you guys have that says that it's our responsibility, not theirs. But we had to sleeve the whole, and I did the inline and the outline, and I took the tree down, because the tree that caused the problem, I took down. It's a terrible thing to have to go through. The second reason I'm up here is not only to thank you, and I'm looking forward to working with the line officers this year in the fire department, but to also mention next week, on February 9th, we're having a memorial service for a man that spent and dedicated a lot of his life to this borough and to the fire department in Ridgefield, Mike McLaughlin. Mike served his anniversary of his death, line of duty, is February 11th. But we are doing the ceremony at Company 1 on February 9th, 6 p.m. We're going to commemorate 30 years of his passing. He passed at a fire on Bergen Boulevard, a laundromat. And we're going to have a short ceremony with the family members that are, his wife is also deceased, but his son, who still works for this borough as in fire prevention, his family's going to be there in attendance. Some of the ex-chiefs, along with the chiefs at the time, will be there of his passing. So I just wanted to extend the invitation to the mayor and council to attend. Company 1, 6 p.m. We'll have light refreshments and a short ceremony. Other than that, thank you. For the roads, they were very, very, they made me very comfortable, because the worst thing you could possibly have is a DPW truck leading a fire truck into a fire. The roads were amazing. I drove them. I called a couple of yous. They were amazing. They did a good job. Don did a good job. And the DPW. They should be commended for what they did. What they can do afterwards, nothing we can do. All right? Thank you.
Anybody else?
I think so.
All right. Coming up? Oh, okay.
Adrian Kirk, 461 Shaler Boulevard. I just hope to add something to Mr. Jafar and Mr. Martucci's list of updating the town. It would be really nice to see the snack stand reopen at the pool. It's been closed for many years, and I know there's been talk about getting it up and running for the past couple of years. I know that in the past you send out bids to get somebody to run it, but I don't see why we can't just open it and then hire somebody to run it. There's, people, retired people or teachers off in the summer that maybe are looking for a part-time job that could run the snack stand. If it's a matter of being licensed in food service, then maybe you could have single-serve food or just chips and soda and waters, because just an ice cream truck doesn't provide everybody a choice. So I think the snack stand would draw more people to join the pool and to stay there all day and, be able to utilize what we once had and fix that outdoor decking so we could sit there and eat our meals instead of, finding a shady spot. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Shalitsky, 764 Abbott Avenue, Ridgefield. I would like to welcome the new borough attorney, Mr. Rendell. I've heard many good things about you and your town, and I hope to see you here for many years to come. There With the snow removal, the Ridgefield Gardens, Hillside Village, and the Hillside Village, Ridgefield Gardens, and Shaler Properties were not, the snow was not removed in a timely fashion. I contacted the Borough of Ridgefield. This has happened many times in the past. And the problem is that Ridgefield is not enforcing the borough codes. I have no idea why they are giving these garden apartment complexes so much latitude. Okay, there are laws in place. Folks, they are there, they are laws, I want them enforced. And I want to know tonight if any summonses were given to those garden apartment complexes that I mentioned, because I sent pictures, contacted John Hoffman, which he never responded. Several times in the past, he hasn't either. It's a tremendous hazard that has happened many times in the past. Councilman Jimenez was on, Mayor Jimenez was on the council when I sent pictures in the past, and these people still have not gotten any violations to the best of my knowledge. I want that addressed tonight. Also, I'd like to bring up that something that I brought up in 1989, brought up again in 2020. The land where the ambulance corps needs to be sold and to developed. We need rateables in this town, folks. We need to wake up. We need to get things going in this town because we're not. That land should be sold. First of all, there isn't a volunteer ambulance corps over there anymore. It's a large parcel of land. Sell it off. Combine them in here. Absolutely to do it. Also, in reality, we only need two fire stations in Ridgefield. Bergen Boulevard and Broad Avenue. We don't need the one on Shell Boulevard. You could also get rid of that land. You could also make a deal with the county to get rid of the American Legion and move them somewhere else, because I think it's defunct anyway, and you can get that land there and you can develop that. Also, what is the house on Edison Avenue right there next to the fire prevention that's been bought by the borough, just sitting there rotting? Maybe someone could explain to me what they're going to do with that, because it's sitting there taking up space. Also, why not move the fire prevention in this building too? Because that was part of the master plan. So there are several things that we need to do here that we're not doing. Also, grants. We talk about grants. How about the grants for, what are they called? Grants for baseball fields, etc. Oh, yeah, Green Acres grants. Ridgefield has been afraid to get Green Acres grants for many years because we were looked upon as the town that had the greatest facilities. We no longer do, folks. We have a recreation facility that's falling apart. We have a veterans field that hasn't been renovated since 1981. Where are we going to get the money to do this stuff? We're not. We need to get Green Acres grants. Go to Hudson County, it's beautiful. They have beautiful fields, parks, everything there. In addition, they have beautiful monuments of all the presidents there. You look at Borough Hall right here now, you walk outside, there isn't a monument about a veteran, a first responder, no one. It was poor planning, nobody cared about it. So you know what? We have to start moving on these things, because you know what? As every day ticks, as every week ticks, as every month ticks, we get nowhere. Councilman Congleton Haley was talking about a program that was talked about last April. You know what? The program's going to be funded by donors, right? So why can't we get it going? Why can't we get these things going? Why do we have to sit and cement with all these things? We need to move on these things. Also, another thing that we should think about is getting nuclear power plant in Ridgefield. We can get something like a small modular reactors in Ridgefield. Why not? We have a power plant right now in Ridgefield that kicks off a ton of emissions, and nuclear is clean. It's very clean. And you know what? Mikey Sherrill, the mayor, talked about her. She said in her first interview that she held with Channel 12 News that New Jersey, it all is going to lead to nuclear power. So what are we waiting for? Why not be the leaders in this? Why not start moving on this stuff? Come on, folks, we can do a lot better than what we're doing. Have a great night.
Anybody else? I called Debbie first.
Okay.
Lisa, you'll be after Debbie.
Okay, go ahead, Debbie. I like your shirt. It's a fun color.
Thank you. I want to be seen. Debbie Fignetti, 602 Elm Avenue. I want to say on Tuesday I did get the call, and Joe is one of the sweetest women in the world. Her son reached out to me because he was at a dead end. Anybody that knows me knows I've been part of the DPW. I was born part of the DPW, okay? And I've been still very friendly with many of the people on the DPW. And I know there's been many times when someone calls and says that there's a sewer blocker. The first thing they do is they go get their hook, they open up the manhole cover, and they check it. Why should Mrs. Schaefer be told to pay $300, $400 for a personal plumber to come in when it's not her fault? When there's nothing she could do? I've had sewer backups, and it's really disgusting to have your own sewer coming into your basement. But this poor woman had strangers' sewers coming in and had to pray that the neighbors weren't using their water. It wasn't just that she couldn't use her water. Every time the neighbors ran the water, she got the sewerage. And now I'm told, well, I was told to kind of like, I wish I would have gotten a call or an underwriting, you know, a new thing that, you know, you call your plumber first. Come on, we're all paying taxes. Chris, I've known you since you've been born. Mo, you, Joanna, I mean, come on, we're all paying taxes here. If you have an employee on the books, why are we letting a secretary make the decision that we're not going to send somebody out to help this woman? We should be thankful that we still have, that she can still afford to stay in town at 83 years old. Because there are many of my seniors that I'm very close with that are having to leave town because they can't afford it, especially after they lose a spouse. She's lucky that she's still here. That would have been $300, $400 out of her pocket to be told it's a town problem. Let's really put our residents first and start correcting problems when people in town are not doing their job correctly. Because it's not, we're going to drive people out. And as far as snow removal, I can tell you Elm Avenue in the past has been pushed back, really pushed back all over my property. But Elm Avenue is one of the only streets that goes from one end of town to the other. I had cars parked on my side, which is the Tuesday side, and it was never even touched. Why is my street not getting cleared? I don't care. I have a 2-car driveway that's completely clear. I have a garage. It's not me, but it's neighbors or anyone that's coming around the area has no place to park. And in an emergency, you need to get somebody out there. Maple Avenue is a bus route. Why was that not pushed back? Why was that not cleared? Sometimes the employees or the people that are here can be beneficial to ask questions to. Thank you.
Anybody else? Oh,
Lisa Hoffman, 823 Linden Avenue. He is not here. Once my dad finally gave him the keys, he responded to the call, but this is going to be my uncle's 28th time as chief, so I was gonna congratulate him. The other thing I wanted to say is I really love that there are committee reports, because I know I personally come to these meetings and I've learned a lot today. I don't agree with everything that you guys do, right? I'm sure you don't always agree with each other up there. As far as the snow, you know, I'm gonna be honest, not having them come in, and I understand we saved a lot of money, right? And these are decisions that you guys make, but you know, I have elderly neighbors on both sides. And we went out, you do have the 24 hours after snow falls to clear it, right? We were out there, we were making sure that we were shoveling for them, and my block is pretty good, we all stick together, we help each other out. We didn't do the actual street. The street ice is over. Now, God forbid there's an emergency, or this is what happens. We're between two, like, no snow-covered parking, so people from other streets come and park on ours, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, we're not gonna call the cops, it's a public street, right? But now, these people can't get into their driveway because not that their driveway wasn't done, but the street wasn't done. So now we're out there with an icebreaker, and my dad's like 67. He's out there with me helping so that the 80-year-olds can get in, right? So every time there's a choice, there's always a flip side, is just what I'm saying. If the choice was made, okay, we're saving money, I think it is important to see, okay, we saved X amount of money doing this, and this is where it goes. And I think the committee reports help with that. The money didn't go to the snow removal, it went to this. Part of the money we went to snow removal went to that, so we can at least see, you know. As far as the question my mom asked about the anti-bully committee, is nothing against one person or one chair. You hear me here, you hear me at the Board of Ed. I'm always just about being fair to everybody. And I know, I want to say it was like 2 months before Serenity passed away, there was a little girl who also went to Ridgefield schools who passed away. People were very affected by her death as well. I know recently there was just a death of one of the, I'm not sure if he was a Ridgefield resident or not, but a member of the
Learning center.
yeah, the Learning Center. So I'm just saying that if this is going to be the case, I just feel that it should be fair to everybody, and everybody should be included, not just one specific, if she had been a victim of bullying and that's how she died or something, it would be a different story. But I just think we should all try to always be fair to everyone. And the last thing, and I'm not gonna name specifics, I'm not here to blast anyone. There are people who have had similar issues to Mrs. Schaefer, and they've had a very different response. And if anything, if you're gonna give preferential treatment to someone, it should be to the people whose families are there volunteering. Not only was he a cop in town for all those years, he volunteered. He is a fire chief. His kids are volunteering. You put back into the community. I understand you might not know, but everybody should be treated equally, and that's not happening. And if you would like to talk, I will separately tell you, stuff, because it's very frustrating when it's not fair to everyone.
So just to respond to the snow removal.
Let's go through if anybody else wants to talk. Does anybody else want to speak?
Oh, and the community center roof, if anybody has an update on that, I didn't hear it in the committee reports.
Does anybody else like to speak? Yes, Warren.
Good evening, Warren Vincent. Back in my day when I was chairman of finance and served my 9 years as a committee, as a councilman, the borough had an agreement with the county that they were reimbursed when they plowed the county roads. Does anybody know if that's still in effect? I'm sorry?
That's still in effect.
Very good. So
We get reimbursed for the salt we use.
for the salt and for the plowing, okay,
Yeah,
very
I
good.
figured out the number.
Glad to hear it.
That's all.
Anybody else?
Warren, that's it? Anybody else? Sit down.
Really, actually, I do
Yeah.
have a list.
Okay, since nobody else, motion to close to the public?
Motion.
Is second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Hugo, can I just respond on the anti-bullying point?
Sure.
So just to clarify, Serenity's family had come to the anti-bullying committee and made that request. If any other family had a memorial or something that they needed support with, they're more than welcome to come to the anti-bullying committee for that as well.
I mean, should you have to ask for something to be named? Like, if it's doing for one, I just personally think it should be for everyone, but.
Some families prefer not to have that done publicly, and I know that there were multiple conversations.
Were offers made? Like,
No,
were offers made to them?
No memorials, so.
But the
yeah,
bench
it's
is
however they feel.
thing. Okay, a bench is not a memorial, but okay.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
Alright, just responding to the snow removal. So this plan for the snow removal was a plan orchestrated historically with the emergency response of Ridgefield. So, we want to get our fire trucks in there, we want to get our emergency vehicles in there, so the PD and I guess working together with the DPW to choose what streets they would want to tackle. So historically, that was operated by, I believe, the superintendent and a deputy chief. So they would orchestrate on the private contractor coming in, choosing streets to clean up, and it's been a private contractor for years, for whenever we get a big storm. And just so you know, the places that they go to for snow removal, it's not the main roads, it's actually the alphabet streets. So on the hill going up Elm, it's Ravenhill, it's Shetland, it's Morningside, it's Norman, it's, Chateau, it's Pembroke. So going up there, that's where they primarily focus on the removal because it's so narrow there. So instead of us sending that snow removal there, we did it. Like our department did it. So we went there, and then also the terraces. So the Ridgefield Terrace, Sunset Terrace, and Fairview Terrace. So we have to hit those streets because they're very narrow too. So where snow removal is not like the whole town, we just, because that would kill us, you know, it's almost like $10,000 a day, a little less, you know what I mean? Maybe a little less, but so we target certain areas and we work together, and then they think about it, and obviously historically I haven't been in those conversations, and they were just gonna do the same thing. They were gonna do the same locations. This year they did Morse. The decision they did Morse was for, I believe, emergency, I guess they were gonna go underground, and they needed to clear that road because, you know, emergency vehicles needed to get through, and it was a long stretch that they had known that they had I believe underground services were going there, so they needed to clear it up, so they organized it. I believe somebody internally had that decision. It wasn't.
Can we move on?
Yeah, so I just
it's
want
important information.
Just the quick question, the comments about the Mr. Chan's comment today. Thank you so much for your great idea. And then I just want to let you know that many of your ideas have been discussed and also have been planned for the future. Thank you for presenting great ideas.
I just want to say, just to let everybody know, any complaints I received regarding any of the multifamily, because I did receive a couple of complaints, were referred to either building, property maintenance, and health. And I have not heard of any violations because John would go there and work with them and get the issues addressed. So not only they're doing their job, John and Regina, as well as Bronca and Grady Fontes. So,
Mayor,
does anybody
do
have
can I
anything
say-
for the executive? Hold on.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything for the executive session? Okay, Carlos doesn't have any, so.
Can we, on that note, just adjourn the meeting?
I just wanted to address the sewer thing. I just wanted everybody to know that that was already discussed, like you mentioned. We definitely could have handled this specific instance a little bit better, but we also were handling, unfortunately, the snowstorm at the same time. But it was addressed in our meeting, and we're looking to hopefully get that also fixed.
So maybe you can sit down with Eddie and we'll talk about the details.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.